What's up, my mates? Welcome back to the channel. I've been away, I've been busy with the esports side of things, but we're here for the content now. Dust 2 update, I've missed it, but I've finally got to have a play around today, and we got some spawn smokes coming your way. The reason we're going through this is because the T side of Dust 2 is dominated by what spawns you're given. Gaben, you have to pray to him every single day to make sure you get the good ones, and there's 14 different ones that you could be getting every single round. So flip a coin, mate. It's all RNG. Now, with all that out of the way, make sure if you do have the optimal spawns for long, for B, whatever, you take those and you let people with the less optimal spawns be the ones throwing this utility. This here is first spawn. This is the one where you would usually say, hey, I'm taking tunnels, or I'm going lowers, or I'm rushing B, flash me out. But if you want to smoke Xbox, you can look at this box on the wall. Just look to the left side of it, make sure you do a jump throw, and that's it. Bada bing, bada boom. From the same spot, you can also do B doors. Now, here's how you line it up. Where it goes from green to white, this line, keep your eyes on that one. You want to put your emblem just on the left side of it where the color fades away, and put the line on the line. So it's going to be this lineup, and you take one step and then jump throw. If you do a W jump throw, it's not enough. And if you do more than one step, it goes too far. So it's pretty particular, but it looks like this. If you want to split B fast, you can throw a split B smoke from spawn as well. See this little line on the roof here? You just want to look at the top of it, take one step and jump through it. That'll pop here just like that. And it's not the best mid B smoke, but it's from spawn, and that's kind of cool. All right, enough of that. Time for spawn 2. So for spawn 2, Xbox smoke, we're going to be looking at the base of this antenna where it touches the roof, and then W jump throw. Bada bing. Bada blam. For the B door smoke from this position, just move your crosshair slightly to the left off of the tip top of the roof here. Take a couple of steps forward, then jump through. That'll bloom outside of it again. There's a little bit of room for error, so you should hit it most times. On to the next spawn, which is technically spawn 2, but it's the third one we're going over. There is 15 spawns, not 14 spawns. I can't count. I'm an idiot. But I do know how to line up some smoke. So I got this one for you. You want to crouch on this spawn, look at the top of the window frame. You're going to crab walk forward until this line in the window. And then once you do that, I can't see. This crosshair is annoying. So crouch from there. Once you get to here, you jump through, right? Crab walk, jump through. And it would land, but we ended the round. Same spawn, we have ourselves a B doors smoke. I just made it first go, and I'm very proud of myself. You want to put your crosshair here on the left side of the satellite, and then run forward once your crosshair reaches the blue window frame here. Do a jump throw. And it'll look something like this. Hell bloody yeah. So for the next spawn, I haven't got an Xbox smoke yet, but I do have a B doors smoke. You want to put your crosshair on the right side where the satellite touches the roof. Just take a couple of steps forward, then do a jump throw. That'll again land outside the doors and give you a nice flush doors smoke. Now for this next spawn, there is a window smoke that you can throw. Just put your crosshair slightly to the left of this satellite here, just like so. Then you're going to shift walk forward and then jump throw before you hit the car. That'll land outside the window, bloom open, and stop anyone from facing properly, safely in this little gap. So you can do a door smoke from this spawn as well. It's just a little bit weird and very touchy. So if you want to learn it, learn it. If you don't bother. But essentially what you want to do is make a little triangle here. So like the top of this part of the satellite and the side of the dish. And then you want to go out to the left, similar to what you did here before. So once you're about here, this is where you're going to put your crosshair. You're going to take one step normally and then do a jump throw. It lands. It's a little bit finicky, but when it lands, it does its job. Look where we are. There's nothing. Just throw your util to someone else with a better spawn. Yep. Same again. This spawn, it's not an instant smoke, but it is a long corner smoke. So if you put your crosshair between this part of the sign and this shadow just here, then after the freeze time finishes, you want to strafe slightly to the right, then do a W jump throw. You get a nice long smoke on the corner, which allows you to take mid a bit more safely, as well as swing into pit and clear pit. So you get full, long, and pit control. Again, nothing quite instant. We're almost here on the corner, but we're getting close enough that you may as well just be doing this sort of stuff. Now move to the corner, bottom left of that, jump throw the smokies, bam, it's missed. As you can see, it's good for nothing as well. Nothing instant, similar to the last ones, but we'll move on. This next spawn has more of a classic corner smoke. You want to look up from this corner to the roof of whatever the hell this building is, just there, and just do a normal jump throw. As you can see, it'll bounce down and sit right on the corner. I don't know how I just found this one, but if you look here on this spawn and then strafe out so your crosshair's right there on the light, do a jump throw, and somehow, some way, it smokes Xbox. It's not instant, but it might help. I've hit it 3 times in a row now with that lineup, so I'm gonna call it consistent. Now, I don't think this one's even useful, but it could be to someone out there if you want to somehow drop into CT, if you're feeling like Art in his prime. Put your crosshair just to the right of this antenna here. You're just gonna step forward and do a jump throw before you hit this wall, and watch what happens. You get a pretty good CT smoke. So I managed to find a progression smoke at short. So the lineup is this. You look here at this place on the light, crouch. You're going to crab walk forward for a couple of steps until you reach full speed, and then jump throw. And it lands up right here. With a little tweaking, maybe we get it on the fence. And just to finish it off, I just found an Avantgar smoke from there as well. From this spot, look up. You're going to crab walk forward until your crosshair does that little dip, like you've just gone up a level. And as soon as it does that little dip that you see, jump throw, but you need to be going full speed. And it will look a little something like this. This is ridiculous. What am I doing? Why am I throwing this from spawn? What is the point? There is no point. Next spawn, we got an Xbox instant smoke, so just go up from the border of this window to the roof. Once your crosshairs around here, there's a bit of leeway around it, but just do a jump throw. And that'll bang on there pretty much every single time. From the same spawn, you've got a pretty bad mid to B smoke. I wouldn't throw it, but in case you really want to, for whatever reason, look at this part of the light pole here. Take a quick step forward and do a jump throw. And that'll land at CT. It's not necessarily the greatest, people can look over it, but if you're trying to sell a fake, maybe it's a good one. For long corner smoke on this one, you can just look at the corner here, go up a little bit and hope for the best, do a jump throw, and it'll land a bit out from the corner, just like the last one we were looking at. If you want a real lineup, see this bush over here on the roof, you can put the pin of your smoke just around here somewhere, doesn't matter where, pin it, jump throw. Now that we're on this spawn as well, we can start to throw the newer mid-doors smoke. It's kind of like an Xbox smoke because now the smokes are volumetric, it fills the gap in between the doors. And what that means is it goes all the way to the top, so anyone that is just chilling there with an AWP won't be able to spot over it from B-ramp. Anyway, line up for it. You see this mark on the window? Just look at that, do a W jump throw. That'll land right in the middle, bloom up, bloom tall, and no one over here is going to be shooting you on cat. Now from this spawn, we've also got a bit of a scuffed lineup for the CT smoke, but we're going to do it again anyway. So this dark line on the wall under the notch, if that makes sense. You just want to look on the left of the dark line, right where it starts to get dark and light, and essentially just where the crosshair is right here, right? And you're going to run towards the wall, and then just before you hit the wall, you do a jump throw. So let's give it a crack. Bada boom, it's a little touchy. Sometimes there's a little gap here. New spawn, new me, baby. Something like that. Anyway, for the Xbox smoke, there's like this little notch here in the brown patch. I don't know if you can see it. There's like a little notch. Anyway, put your crosshair here, jump throw. And you'll be banging that baby every single time. Oh. Just smoke long corner from this spawn. See this wire here and the roof. You essentially just want to go up from the wire till you're in line with the roof. So crosshair roughly here, little jump throw, and that'll send that bad boy over here on the corner again. I'm gonna take a time out, have a nana nap, and we'll continue this when I wake up. Alright, I'm back. New day, new slate, all that. We got a few more spawns to get through, so let's jump in. So from this spawn, it's arguably the easiest lineup for the Xbox smoke. What you want to do is look at this small brown dot on the wall. Just put your crosshair right on it, jump throw, and that's it. Super simples. You can do the instant mid-B smoke from here as well. It's the one that waterfalls down that's a bit better than others, but consistency-wise, it's not there. So this is the lineup. There's this white notch in the dark patch under the roof, if you can see that there. So what you want to do is put your crosshair just on the right of that. You're going to take one step forward, then jump throw. And that'll put you on the right line. But it's just a matter of hitting it, which is a little bit awkward. There's a fast B doors smoke from here as well. So this gap between the light and the roof, you just want to put your crosshair in the little gap there. You're going to run forward, and just before you hit the wall, do a jump throw. And again, it'll bounce off this wall, land here, block the vision for anyone playing B ramp. Spawns like this are better to throw that kind of smoke, right? Because if everyone over there has a B rush spawn and you're here with the worst spawn for a B rush, right? You can be useful, but throwing that doors smoke straight away, then having flashes out to bang the boys out when they make it through tunnels, you know? It's good. Everything, all the pieces, they work together. Okay, so a short progression smoke from this spawn. So make a little triangle here. See this little dark patch? On the left side, you want to put the right side of your emblem on it with the line touching the corner like so. Then you're going to shift walk forward. As that green line hits the windows here on the bottom of your screen, here, you're going to jump throw, and it's going to look like this. Not the greatest short progression smoke, but if you pair this with the earlier CT and a Vanguard or whatever, you can maybe drop into CT real quick smart. Same spawn if you want to smoke the corner of a long. Just see this brown patch on the wall, put your crosshair on the left side of it, W jump throw, and that'll bounce across and land on the corner like so. So for the same spawn, there's a mid-doors smoke, the one that blooms all the way to the roof. Where this wall meets this wall, put your crosshair right there, just do a jump throw. And as you can see, it'll bloom all the way to the roof, and AWPers are going to have a very hard time seeing anyone running up cat. Another lineup for the door smoke that I found while trying to find a window smoke is put the tip of your smoke grenade on the tip of the antenna here. You're going to shift walk forward, just like a step and a half or 2 steps, whatever, and then jump throw. And that should bounce down and land just like that. Same spot, new lineup. So this is for the B ramp smoke. It's kind of like the B split smoke. You pair it up if you want to dip into CT or just flash through it, so you're not going to be spotted by anyone that wants to try to hold B ramp. It's a bit of a niche one, but if you want to rush mid to B, you throw the you know, CT smoke as well as this smoke. Could work out for you. Anyway, look at the bottom left of this box. You're just going to take one step and jump through. As you see, it'll bounce off the truck, land here, and as we were saying, if you pair it up with one of the fast mid-B smokes, there's not a lot to work with, but you get one flash out here, pop it up there or something. Anyone that's up here is going to be blind. Maybe scaff's all you have to really worry about. Anyone at the doors is going to look a little silly, and you can get up there quick smart. This spot, kind of sick. The only problem is it's like the second best A long spawn. So if you're getting it, you don't necessarily want to be throwing this utility, but depending on the game, depending on the situation, depending on, like, you know, if your teammates are over there, you can just be the util man. Time for the final spawn, number 15. Technically it's called spawn 14, but it's the 15th one. So let's see what can be done. Okay, from this spawn, I just found this. So I don't know if you can see this black line or the darker line coming down the wall. Top right of it, where it meets the darker part, jump throw. And it's consistent. That's it, right there. You're welcome. For the Xbox smoke, it's quite simple from here. you line this up with this part. You can sort of just put your crosshair anywhere around here, really. You can test it out and tell me I'm wrong if you want. But you can also just use this smoke crosshair, this new reticle that they put in the game. Do a jump throw, and that should hit Xbox every time. Personally, I'd throw it a bit further to the left rather than line it up perfectly, but you do you, boo. For the long corner smoke from this spot, you've got multiple options. There's like these conduit holder things. You can put your crosshair on that one or this one. I don't know what they're called. Look, these things. Get up close and personal. Get to know them. Know thy enemy. Know thy friend or some shit. Anyway, look at those. Jump throw. Get this one on the corner. The El Clasico one. Nice and deep so you can play around here. And then you've also got this first one, which will go a little bit deeper. I personally prefer this kind of one, but some people might not. And that goes out into the open. Gives you a decent amount of cover on the wall, which you'll see in a second when this smoke fades. So you can peek in the pit, clear out that without having to worry too hard. And then also, it allows you to isolate some angles here towards long, or just gets you super safely in the pit after you win the long fight. There's a B window smoke from this spawn, which I just found. So with the metal bit, go up to the roof here. You can use the reticle if you don't trust yourself to push your mouse upwards. Just take a step forward and jump through it. That'll land in the window. Smoke that bad boy off. And here's proof that you don't need the reticle for it to hit. Look, tip of the metal, go up, and run, jump, throw. Get that velocity going, and you'll boom straight in the window. This one spills out a little bit, but look, you'll clear that. You know what you're doing. You're all professional gamers out there. So for the B door smoke from this position, you want to go from the left side of the window or this marking near the roof and go up until you're in line with the top of the light, just like that. And when your crosshairs here, run towards the wall in front of you and jump throw before you hit it. If you do everything right, it'll bounce off the wall, land near the doors, and be nice and flush. And for the final piece of util, just make sure you drop everything you have across to your teammates except your weapon, because you have the long spawn, bro. Don't throw utility, just run this way. You're gonna peek first, you're gonna get this kill, and from there, it makes the round so much easier. That's your job. Let everyone else throw the util, please, thanks. Before I forget, shout out to Reddit user -Nops, because this man got the spawn positions, put them up for everyone, and allowed this video to happen. And if you want them to practice, they're in the description. Anyway, I really hope you learnt a thing or two. This thing took me bloody hours, so hit that sub button, because I had to find lineups, I had to do a lot of testing for this, and found some cool stuff, found some weird stuff. Hopefully you can use some of it in your pugs, in your comp games, that'll allow you to run some sick strats. Either way, that's it from me. Peace! Hell, bloody yeah! Sub time. Hit that button, hit that like button. I don't sing for anyone but you guys. You should feel special. I feel pretty special knowing that you like me too, so...